So we all know about the bullcrap mayhem that happened on November 15th between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And I did a video reacting to their bout, and I was pretty angry. Not just at Jake Paul, but also at Mike Tyson. But now that I've sat on it a few weeks, I realize why Tyson lost. Now, if you want to know why Tyson lost, stick around to the video. Like, subscribe, comment. Those are all favors you could do for me. But let's get into the video. So, as we all know, Tyson lost on November 15th via unanimous decision. And throughout this entire bout, we saw Mike Tyson biting his gloves, the part where the thumb goes. He was biting. Now, of course, Tyson played it off as a as a tendency to bite his glove, but if you look back at all of Tyson's fights, including the exhibition match back in 2020, you will know Tyson has never bit his gloves, ever. This is the first time he's ever bitten his gloves. And get this, he wasn't biting his gloves until Jake Paul hugged him. So, what could have happened here, since Tyson was going crazy and coming like seconds away from knocking out Jake Paul, what happened was, when he hugged Tyson, he probably whispered, "Chill. If you want that extra 20 million, we have to keep fighting." Because if Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul within maybe 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or 4 rounds, or 5 rounds, he would have only got paid up to $4 million to $5 million. But if he went the distance with Paul, then he'd get the full 20 million. So obviously still, Tyson is at fault here because he decided, I want the 20 million and not glory. Obviously, money outbids everything. But when you have something to prove, it really doesn't do anything for you. So clearly, Tyson was bought and paid for by Jake Paul. Because honestly, Tyson could throw out any lie he wants defending Jake. Truth is, we all know, Tyson's never bit his gloves in any other fight, including his exhibition in 2020, and he wasn't biting his gloves in those first few rounds until the hug happened. And that is even why Tyson patted Jake on the back when they were hugging, because maybe he was like, okay, Jake, I could do that. But you could tell he was holding back severely. And screw you, Jake Paul. Honestly, you weren't holding back shit. You weren't. He was not holding back. Both of the fighters were, honestly. But that's just Jake's terrible skill. He could have gotten knocked out. There was one point in the fight where Paul's hands was down and Tyson could have knocked him out. But instead, he was like, oh, the 20 million. So he just had the punch just miss Paul, and it was so stupid. That could have been a knockout shot, and it could have ended this a-hole's career, you know? So obviously, we all know now, Tyson was holding back during the fight. Jake, that's as much as his skill goes. I don't care who I'm talking to. Jake wasn't holding back. He was giving it his all. Because you know why? The night of the fight, Jake Paul said, I did my best. I did my best. So clearly, there's like so many different types of stories this delusional piece of garbage has. Oh, I bribed Mike Tyson so I could win and look like the best boxer on earth, even though the one time I fought a real boxer, I lost. And now he's like, oh, I'll box everybody. Everybody would kick your ass. Or you're just gonna continue fighting retired people who are not in their prime anymore. Because that's what Jake Paul's records are. Every win he's gotten has been from either retired boxers or people who aren't even in the sport of boxing. The one time he did fight a boxer who's his age, he lost. And he doesn't want to experience that again. Tyson could have won. He could have. That's why he was biting his gloves, because I want to knock out this son of a bitch. That's what he was saying in his head. He could have knocked out Jake Paul. He just didn't, so that way the fight could go the distance and he could get his 20 million. Honestly, I know this sounds stupid, but I'm disappointed in Mike, you know? Because in interviews he says, oh, money is nothing. Money's nothing. And then when it comes to it, money is everything to him. Because he was the richest boxer at one point and he blew it all on a bunch of mansions, cars, lions, like tigers. He did such unnecessary shit with all of his money that caused him to go into debt, which caused him to say yes to this fight. He didn't say yes so that way he could fight and knock out an amateur boxer. He did it because he wanted a payday. But I'm trying to defend Mike, but also prove a perfect point that Tyson went the distance just for the paycheck. Even though just in a few interviews he throws all his belts away and says it's garbage, it's nothing. Same with the money. Money means nothing. Yes, it does, Tyson. Apparently to you, because you let this amateur beat you. Meanwhile, you could have won. won. He could have won. He was biting his gloves because if he went his fullest on Jake would have got knocked out. It's that simple. Jake is not a good boxer at all. He's not. He's pathetic and he does not want to lose. That's why he picks on older, tired people. But yeah, Tyson was clearly holding back. Jake was not. So people should stop saying that I'm glad Jake didn't hurt Tyson, because the truth is you should be glad that Tyson didn't hurt Jake, because if he did, then not only would Jake's career be over, but he'd probably be done boxing entirely. He'd be done because he'd be so effed up that he wouldn't be able to box again. If Tyson went his fullest, then Jake Paul would be remembered as the amateur boxer who turned YouTuber who got knocked out by a retired veteran of boxing, which perfect. I'm fine with that. I would love to see Tyson win one more time, but money just bought him. Jake bought him and he just doesn't want to admit it to make him think that he's the tough guy, even though he fights one good guy in his prime and he loses. Jake Paul is pathetic. He is the biggest joke. The face of the sport, more like he's not even the face of the fight. That's the thing. Nobody clicked on to this fight for Jake. They clicked on for Mike just to see Mike get bought and paid for and purposely lose. Jake is a disgusting person. He's awful. And I hope that one day a boxer comes and knocks him out and proves a point that only people in their prime could actually have a chance. When Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul, I thought it was a blessing. Why? Because Tommy Fury was in his prime. He is his age. Everything matches up for him. And he kicked the crap out of Jake. So let's see if he fights Canelo, because Canelo would knock him out. Everybody he wants to fight right now would knock him out because they're all in their prime. That's simple. But yeah, Tyson was biting his gloves the entire time, holding back severely, and it all ultimately cost him the match and his honor. So that's what I really have to say now that I know everything, because honestly a script leaked and I thought that was a little far-fetched, but him saying to Tyson, hold back, and Tyson did exactly that, that's much more believable because Jake Paul is that pathetic. Honestly, if Tyson actually tried, that match would have ended within round 1. So I guess that's the end of this video. Bye guys.